How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with a review. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Well, I'm going to do this whenever I have the chance to have this kind of knives in my table, and blades that are somewhat controversial for me. Okay, so the specs, you know the specs. You can. There are hundreds of videos out there from very well-known YouTubers who I really appreciate, and that you can get all that info, as well as if you can Google it. Hope you don't mind. But I want to talk about something that's a bit more important than specs, and well, many points. First, let's talk about the aesthetics. Love how the knife looks. I really love how it looks right out of the box. You know, I look at it and I like it. But then I get it in hand, and first impressions, it feels all right. Feels good. But then I start moving it around, and I start sensing hot spots. And yeah, hot spots in the corners. These very angled corners become hot spots, as well as the top of the skull, the clip, which I really love. This Chavez signature. Really love that clip. I know many people don't like it, particularly I do. I think it's a different touch, and I really enjoy it. But as I use it, this also becomes a bit of a hotspot right here. Also, this has one of the best freaking geometries, cutting geometries that I have seen. It just glides through stuff. I had the opportunity to cut cardboard, paper, of course, some thick foamy, and wood, make some feather sticks. And man, did this thing cut well. The M390 must have a good heat treatment, because it did not lose any edge at all. I stropped it back just a bit in case, because this is a borrowed knife, and I know this is very common in the States, but for this to happen here in Mexico, it really is something special, and I do appreciate it. I want to say it in both channels. I mean, in both versions, in Spanish and in English. I've already mentioned it in Spanish, but this comes from a viewer, and now we've become friends, good friends. Balam, he lent it to me, so I borrowed this with 3 or 4. No, I think 6 other blades, 2 customs that he's sending my way before he even gets them, so I can do the review or the first impressions. And I just really want to thank him, because this is something very rare in my country, in Mexico, and I really appreciate it. You guys know, well, if you don't know, it's very difficult to get like good pieces, good blades down here for a reasonable price. And whenever we can get something like this, man, it's gold, you know. So we really appreciate these opportunities, and in particular, I appreciate Balam lending me his knives for revision. Anyways, let's do justice to this opportunity. The blade is made in M390 steel and titanium, full titanium. This is not skeletonized titanium. It's full titanium with a titanium back spacer and clip. So it's hefty, but it feels good in hand. I mean, it feels like a full-on knife. Doesn't feel weak at all. But there are things that I don't like about the construction. One of those things is how far up the frame lock is built. I hope you can see it right there. And how it's built right on top of that finger groove. And which is kind of similar to, and I love this knife. This is the Kaiser Kesmek, $200 less than the Liberation, and it's, as you can see, the frame lock is built almost right to the top of the of that finger groove. Not exactly like the Chavez, but close. Another thing that I don't like, and this I don't like because I get a sense of it's not secure enough like other blades. Let's take this 0640 for example, which I really adore this blade. You can see the frame lock right there, well under the pivot or the axis, right there, and that just tells me that more steel is within the handle than out of it, and that's something that makes me wonder for a $300 or so dollar price. Am I getting really that quality? And I don't know. I have that doubt. That's why I mentioned this is a controversial knife for me. As you can see, and I'm going to get a close-up here. Look, where's my, well, I'll just use this. Look, the pivots are lined up right there. They're all lined up. And look how much steel is in the knife. Of course, here the Kaiser, that doesn't look too good. This a bit more, and this, if you can see, that's how much steel is in the CT, which in comparison, I feel more secure with the CT being constructed in that way. Not only that, but for example, let's look at the stop pin in the CT. Check out that thickness, pretty good. Check out the Kaiser stop pin, the thickness, again, pretty good. Let's check out the Chavez stop pin. Eesh. Now, how does that compare to the Kaiser Kesmek? Well, you can check that out. It's half the thickness of the Kaiser. Now, let's go to the Shaman. See the thickness difference? Let's go to the Hogue Ritter. Wonderful, wonderful knife. It's 3 times thicker, the Hogue Ritter. And twice as much the Zero Tolerance 0640. That's another thing that makes me think about it, I doubt that the knife is going to come apart hopefully. But you see, there's that hopefully as to, I don't feel that's going to happen with the Shaman or the Ritter or the CT. Hell, even the Kaiser feels like a pretty secure piece, even though it has that same problem of how much steel is within the handle. Now, we're talking about $100 knife here, and here it's $300, I think, or so. And, well, that just, really makes me think about it. Think about the quality-price ratio. Another thing I really, really dislike, and this is unforgivable for me, are the thumb studs. If they don't know how to build thumb studs, man, just buy some Ontario Rat studs. They're fantastic. No, really. I mean, I thought the Zabenza studs were awful, but no, these studs go beyond the Zabenza's thumb studs. They really, really hurt your finger every time. Every single time I open this thing, it kind of hurts my finger, and I have kind of thick skin from working in the dirt, in the earth, and with wood and all that. And another thing I dislike about this, and not only in this model, but some Hinderers have it, and Kershaw's, and well, it's this, I call it, I think it's a flaw. In the frame lock, if you put any pressure on that frame lock, it just won't open, and it's gonna hurt as hell with those terrible studs. So gotta place my fingers in that manner, not even on the clip, because if I press on the clip too much, that's gonna put pressure on the frame lock, and it either won't open, or it's gonna become very difficult, and it's gonna hurt my finger to open it. So, for the price, am I getting something I'm going to use? Definitely not. Do I like it? I do. I really do, and I really want to like it. I love the cutting geometry on this thing. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love how it felt cutting. Love how it looks. But for the price, if I have to think about every time I open this, it's gonna hurt me. It's going to get stuck. The frame lock is going to get stuck if I grab it incorrectly. Then it's not worth the money. That's for me. The hot spots are something that maybe I can forgive because I can place my hand differently, so it won't be such a bother. But and that's for that price, I think it's still unexcusable. But anyways, I can overlook that, but I can't overlook the thing about the frame lock. And knowing that other knives with frame lock don't have this problem. And the thing about the studs, man, it just kicks me in the gut to have those kind of really, really dumb things when it can be just something simpler, something that works and that's comfortable. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for when we use our knives. And well, Although I really like how it looks, love the profile on this thing, how it cuts. In the end, that's also what matters. But if I'm going to have those kind of difficulties, I'm just not going to use it, and it's going to stay in my knife bag or box or whatever. So for the money, it's not something I would keep. So tell me, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and let me know what you think about this type of review without specs, or if you like specs. And when I have the chance to get this, which is not very often, that's a pity, but that's the reality of Mexico. So anyways, let me know in the comments, and hope you enjoyed it. Professor EDC out.